Good morning, everybody. This is Michael at FOUCH FABS. We are at our install for the day. We're down in Newton, so it's pretty standard install, nothing crazy. We've got the perimeter here with the farm sink, which you guys know are very popular nowadays. And then we got a freestanding range, which we moved so we could level this area up. And then, of course, the piece to the left of it. We've also got an island here. This is another thing we're seeing a lot of nowadays is the different color, the island, like a dark color and a perimeter, a light color. I like it. I think it looks real good. So as always, you know, we got the floor covered. The customer went ahead and had paper down for us, which is a big help. But we always like to put our stuff down as well, just for some extra protection. And I will touch base with you guys if we run into anything that gives us a hard time or, you know, is a little different from the ordinary. And I'll talk you through it. And we'll just go from there. Anyways, guys, we'll get going. Guys, when you're bringing in your tops, this is something a lot of people forget, especially new guys. Anytime you set a top down, before you walk out of that room, before you go to the bathroom, before you do anything else, you want to look underneath that top and see if you have any gaps, okay? Because what you don't want is to set your top down and somebody walk in here, decide they're going to look at your stuff and rest their arms on your top and put their whole weight on it and break it because you got a high spot somewhere in that cabinet. So just stick your head up under it, take a look, and if you've got any gaps, put a shim in there. We know this is not where this top's going to stay, but it's real easy to pull a shim out if you need to. And it's as easy as that, guys. Alright, guys. So this cabinet here, as you can see, it's off the wall here. Three-quarters of an inch on top. Half-inch on the bottom, and it's not attached to anything. As you can see, it moves and floats. Alright guys, so anytime you have a freestanding range, you got your tops on the right side and then you got your tops on the left. I recommend everybody carries a 6-foot level on their truck with them. So what you want to do, you want to put it on here and you want to take a look and make sure you're level. I am in between the lines with the bubble right now, but if you push down like this, you can see that I'm still in between the bubbles. I'm just in it a little better than I was. So we'll want to raise this left side up about 1/8 of an inch so that when we push down, we don't have that play. That's going to assure that your left and right side are the same height on your stove. You do have feet on the bottom side of your stove that you can adjust, but we want to make our tops level so you're not wrestling with feet and all that. Your floor guys are always going to be, well, I'm sorry, your cabinet guys are always going to be like, the floors are unlevel. That's not a comfort we have. We can't say, well, your cabinets are unlevel, so our stuff's unlevel. You know what I mean? We have to make sure our stuff's level. So always carry a 6-foot level and do it like that. How it's supposed to feel.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, put your hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light.
Solid back on it and you don't have no reservoir or anything, you're going to want to make your hole a little further back than you would normally. Because every faucet's got a nut on the bottom side that you got to get on there, and you don't want that nut too close to the sink because you won't be able to tighten it down. So, anyways, it might save you a little stress later in your life. Alright guys, we have finished the install now. Everything turned out good. We got the sealer on there. We got the painter's caulk on there. Everything turned out well. Tony is collecting final payment, and I went over pretty much all the aftercare while we was working, as far as heat resistance and all that. We cleaned up, swept the floor. I did take his rack out of the sink just so I could clean the sink real well. Put that back in and put a couple of the sink fixtures back in here. We caulked out around the sink with the we used a transparent white on this job because it matched the stone and the cabinets real well. Here along the sink side, we always use painter's caulk just in case they're going to paint some more on the cabinets. If you put silicone there, when you paint it, it'll bubble up and look like a crack. And you always want to make the customer's life as easy as possible. You go putting silicone on places where they're going to paint, it's going to make their life a living hell. So you guys know I've told you on other videos about the paintable caulk. It's not something we have to do. I know there's a lot of companies that do not do it. I don't mind taking the 5 or 10 minutes to run a bead of painter's caulk and the $5 or $6 for a can or two of painter's caulk. It just makes the job look cleaner, more professional. And if the customer happens to spill some water, soda, whatever on their counters before they get their tile up, it will prevent it from dropping down in the back of their cabinets and making a mess in their cabinets and on their walls. It just goes back to making life easier for them. One hole faucet, we drilled it in here like I told you. Want to go back a little bit on this because of the sink, and that's about it, guys. We got our dishwasher bracket in there. Tony got a toothache during this job, so he spent most of the job outside. But I've got 2 new guys who did pretty good today. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up and take a few pictures for the wife here, and if you guys have any questions or comments about the job, feel free to, ask them. I try to at least once a week go through the comments and answer them for you guys. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Guys, if you're new to this industry and you're just starting to do installs, if the customer's here at the house, they're probably going to let you know. But if they're not at the home, if their cooktop was in that hole when you arrived at the house, make sure that damn cooktop's in the hole when you leave that house. You don't want some freaking 80-year-old woman coming home and you left her damn cooktop in the middle of her kitchen. Just don't do it. You're going to be driving back out there and putting it in for her. So, anyways, I just wanted to drop that on you. Good morning, guys. So I wake up this morning and Gary has sent me a message that Mr. Peeler, who is the owner of the home of the video you just watched, had put a bad post saying I did a crappy job on his install, and if you didn't believe him, you could come by his house and take a look. So after doing the install, sorry, I'm on my treadmill. After doing the install that you just watched the video of, that I went over perfectly, did everything correctly, he calls and says his overhang is different by his farm setting. I say, yes sir, your cabinets were out of square. In order to keep that line straight from your L all the way to the end of the cabinet, your overhang is going to vary a little bit because your cabinets are out of square. Also, the cabinets on the right side are not attached to the wall, or not attached to the floor. They're free floating there. For those of you that don't know what that means, when you put the top on it, the cabinet moves back and forth. You can grab the cabinet on top with your hand and just move it around. Which in our contract, the cabinets are supposed to be properly installed. But I wanted to get his job done. He wanted to get his job done. So I installed on top of it. Also, if you look at the video, his cabinets doors are hanging off of the cabinets to where you can see the openings behind them. One side of the cabinet's doors set about a ½ inch underneath the countertop. The other side of the cabinet set about 1 inch to 1.5 inches below the countertop. They're different cabinets, different door sets, doors hanging off, not attached to the wall. Okay? But we still gave him a professional job, with the exception of his cabinets. Alright. So he's still complaining. He's not happy. Now bear in mind, he was with us the whole time. He was literally on my back with a tape measure, checking everything I did the whole time of the job. Alright, we finished the job. He pays me, says everything looks great. I go back to the shop. You know, 2 hours later, we get that phone call. Might have not been 2 hours, might have been an hour. I don't know. We get that phone call and complain about the overhang, and I explain to him why. So we send him an email. We're like, look, this is, I go pull the templates out, you know, check, make sure why everything was how it is, all that, just double check, you know, dot my I's, cross my T's. Spoke with the template person. You know, we spoke of the cabinets being out of square. Spoke of the cabinets not being attached to the wall. We looked at the templates, and she had her 1.5 inch overhang marked with the strips on the back side of the template. And then you could see with her secondary piece of the template where the cabinets went out of square, and with a level, how we had to keep it straight across the front, or you'd have dog legs. When you look down at it, it would be kicked. So I sent him an email. I say, you know, thank you for your business. We understand that you had a problem with your overhangs. The reason why is your cabinet issues. We understand some customers are harder to please than others, and we will be happy to do any repairs that you would like. But unfortunately, because of your cabinet issues, it'll have to be at your expense. We'll come take the tops off. You can have a professional repair your cabinets. We'll re-template, and we'll come back out and reinstall. And you can have perfect overhangs everywhere. Never heard from them again. Until I woke up this morning with Gary showing me that bad message on Facebook. And I'm sure I'm going to get a bad review. And you know, it just sucks. As a small business, we spend so much time on these jobs trying to make them perfect. Then we go to these customers' homes, and they're standing on our shoulder like a freaking parakeet while we're trying to do our work, which makes it twice as bad. You can't do what you would normally do because you're afraid they're going to get upset. As soon as you set the tops on the table, they're coming over and checking it with a tape measure before you even slide it back in place. As soon as you put the seams on, they're like, is that going to look like that? Before you even shim it or put a level on it or anything. It sucks. And then to go through all that, know in your heart you did a perfect job. To
get a bad review or a bad post on Facebook. You know, this is our life and our business these people are dealing with. It's not right. I wish I was computer literate. I wish we could come up with something like a review system or a rating system for customers. That way when these people put these bad reviews on, you can go check and see what kind of person they are. You got a lot of assholes, you got a lot of Karens that either A, are looking to get something for free or get some money knocked off of it, or that's just how they are. They're just bad people. And anybody that's been in business for themselves or dealt with the public knows I'm not exaggerating. They're just crappy people out there, and they don't give a damn if you and your family don't eat, no matter how hard you work or how good of a job you do for them. It's just not fair, guys. It's just not fair. I wish when they get on there and write reviews and lie about you, that you could prosecute them for slander if it's proven to not be true. There'd be a lot less tough guys behind the keyboard, tough guys behind the phone, you know. Hell, I wish they'd make you meet man to man, face to face. I don't know. People are just bitches, man. Anyway, just wanted to give you my 2 cents in case there's a bad review, something about this job. You know, me and my wife, we got our hands on every job that comes in and out of that shop. I subcontracted some installers. I had several callbacks I had to take care of. So I quit that and went back to doing it myself. And then you still have these people. Some people are just not going to be happy no matter what. And we always have problems when they break the rules and still want it perfect. You know, you can't have shitty cabinets. Cabinets just jacked all to pieces and then complain when an overhang's an 1/8 inch different because your cabinets are square. I mean, you can, but you got to fix it if you want it to change. Anyway, I just wanted to get that off my chest. Thanks, guys.